शुक्लाम्बरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये। ॐ ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि। ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तं वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। Number 31. मानभुवमहं किन्तु भूयासं सर्वदेशसौ आशीः सर्वस्य दृष्टेति प्रत्यक्षा प्रीतिरात्मनि. So this is universally observed that everyone has got the wish that I should live forever, I should never die. So it is not in the case of one or two persons, it is so in the case of all the living beings. So therefore, asau ashihi sarvasya drishta. This wish is seen on the part of one and all. So therefore, iti atmani pratyaksha priti siddha. So what is established is in the case of Atma, the pratyaksha priti. Pratyaksha priti means the direct love for Atma, not because of, that means it is not, that is the Atma is the niratishaya prema swarupa. So that is what is observed universally. In the sense, universally, directly experienced that Atma is the locus of limitless love. So that in the case, so Atma is Priyatanaha, is established based on experience also. Earlier Shruti, then Yukti, now Anubhava, experience. Now Panchadashikara brings in a Purapaksa. By now you must be already aware of the expertise of Panchadashikara to extend the topic to any extent. By bringing satellite topics, one topic will start and he will go on bringing the satellite topic and will elaborate. Of course, for further clarification, no doubt, but he has got that knack of doing. Whether Vidyaranya or Bharati Tirtha, both have got that knack, and now you'll find. So what he does is, he brings in some Purapaksha, which has got some grain of truth, but and it is also based on some Shruti statements, but without properly analyzing the Shruti statement, not understanding what is the exact import of the Shruti statement, such conclusions are drawn, and based on that, the Purvapaksha wants to point out that what you said is wrong. Atma Priyatamaha. Atma is the locus of maximum love. What you have said is wrong. Why? If you say Atma is Priyatama, rest all becomes secondary to Atma, is it not? Means everything else is for the sake of whom? Atma. Means Atma is Pradhanaha, predominant is a prominent one, and all the rest are secondary in nature. He says, no, we do find in the Shruti itself that Atma is secondary and there are Putraha, Bharya, they are Pradhana, they are main. We do find in the Shruti. So therefore what you have said is wrong. So that is what the Purupakshakara has to say. So that is elaborated now from stanza 32 to the first line of stanza 39. So up to here, he is describing the viewpoint of the Purvapaksha, wherein he says Atma is Gaunaha, Atma is secondary, whereas Putra, Bharya, etc. are Pradhana, and oneself, Atma, the oneself is for the sake of son, for the sake of wife, etc. So earlier what did you say? What did you establish? All these are for the sake of Atma, means Atma is Pradhana, he is predominant, rest all are secondary. He says, no, that is not correct. It is the other way now. Other way is what? Atma is secondary Gauna and they are predominant. So before that, he just sums up what we have seen so far. So having concluded whatever that has been established till now based on Shruti, Yukti and Anubhava with regards to the Priyatamatva of Atma, the Atma being the locus of limitless love. Having summarized that, he goes on to elaborate the standpoint of the Purvapaksha. Stanza. Ityadibhih stribhih pritau siddhayamevamatmani putra bharyadisheshatvam atmanah kaishidiritam ityadibhih tribhih एवं आत्मनि प्रीतौ सिद्धायाम एवं आत्मनि प्रीतौ सिद्धायाम कैश्चित् आत्मनः पुत्र भार्यादिशेषत्वम् ईरितम् कैश्चित् आत्मनः पुत्र भार्यादिशेषत्वम् ईरितम्. When it is so established based on Shruti, Yukti, Anubhava that that means the limitless love is there for the sake of oneself. Atman is for the sake of oneself. Some people say that Atma is secondary and primarily who are the Putra, Bharya, son, this wife, etc., they are predominant, they are pradhana, that is what is being said. Ityadibhi tribhihi. Iti. Iti refers to the anubhava that was cited in the earlier stanza, 31. Iti. Iti stands for that anubhava, that is the experience, universal experience referred in the earlier stanza is taken into account. So therefore, Tikakara says, Iti shabdena Anubhavaha paramrushate. So by iti word, Anubhava. Which Anubhava? Manabhuvam bhuyasam. So that is what that was told in the earlier stanza. That is paramrushate is referred to. So therefore, iti. Now Adi is there. What are those Adi? Refers to the Yukti in stanza 30 and earlier the Shruti in so many stanzas. So therefore, Adi. Adi bihi, Adi shabdena yukti sutyadi, that is what referred. Tribihi, by these three, means the Shruti, Yukti, Anubhava, with these, Atmani Pritau Siddhaya. When, that is, the Priti in Atma is proved. And what Priti? Not Priti Matra. Priti Matra for Vishaya Sukha. Atmani, what type of Priti? Niratishaya Priti. Limitless Priti. So unsurpassed Priti for oneself. And for Vishaya Sukha, the joy, that happiness one can gain from the sense object, that is just, just Priti. Why just Priti? That Priti, that love for the Vishaya Sukha is subject to waxing and waning. It is subject to variation. Whereas this is not so. It is all the time same. It is limitless in nature. So therefore, with these three, Shruti, Yukti and Anubhava, Atmani, when the limitless love for Atma, Siddhayam, when it is established, Kaishit, by some people, this is said. So Kaishit, by some people. So Tikakara brands them as Shrutyadi Tatparyana Bhidnaihi. Who are those? These fellows are Anabhidnyaha, Tatparyana Bhidnyaha. They don't know the exact import of what? Shruti Adi. So, those who don't know the exact import of Shruti, etc., because they are citing the Shruti quotation. So they say, see, your own Shruti says, I got a student in Bombay. This fellow has got habit of going to any bookstore, pick up a book at random and just open a page at random. Not that he doesn't read that. He opens a page at random and reads something and makes a note and comes. See, your own Shastra says so. He brings some quotation out of context, which is the thing, what is told as something, and at times the even translation of the clumsy translation. See, your Brahadharanyaka says so. I say, give up this habit of just picking the book at random at any railway bookstall or Sarvodaya bookstall. Yes, he has got pet shops there, Sarvodaya bookstall, etc. And because some spiritual, so-called spiritual books are there as well, I said, don't waste my time on because of your bravery. Because as I told him, it's a very costly this thing, what experiment you are doing, waste of time, etc. And also he gets so much upset. Because already he was earlier a theosophy student. And of course, now he has realized all these things, that is clear. But this habit is there of just picking at random method and asking them. Your own Shastra says, that is not very interesting to know. So your own Shastra says, so this fellow will say what? Look, your own Shruti says. So they say, what does it say? That is who? The Putra, son is predominant and the Atma is Gauna, or the one who is that, the wife is predominant, oneself is the secondary. Like that, it is told in the Vedas only. That's why I say, yes, there are such statements, no doubt, we also know it, but the fellow doesn't know the exact import of it. That's why the Tikakara brands them Shrutyadi Tatparyana Bhidnaihi. Those are Anabhidnyaha. Those who don't know at all the exact import of Shruti Adi, Shruti, Smriti, etc. Adi for Shruti. So it is in the Tika, not in the Mula. So therefore, Kaishit, by some people, Atmanaha Putra Bharyadi Sheshatvam Iritam. Iritam, that is Uktam. This is what is told there. Abhitam, Uktam. It is said. What is said? Atmanaha Putra Bharyadi Sheshatvam. Atma has got the status of being the Shesha of Putra and Bharya, etc. Shesha means Anga. That means secondary thing. Gauna, that means the status is secondary. Means Atma is for the Prayojana of Putra and Bharya. Means Atmanaha for Atma. Putra Bharyadi Sheshatvam means Putra Bharyadi Prayojanaya or Prayojanatvam. Atma is for the sake of whom? Son. Atma means here oneself as an individual, okay? So, Satchidananda Atma finally will arrive after inquiry as well. But as a common person takes, oneself, me as an individual, is for the sake of wife and son, etc. All this. Putra Bharyadi Sheshatvam Uktam. So, means that is Atmanaha Tika. Putradin Prati Swasya Upasarjanatvam Iritam. For Atma, a secondary status. Upasarjanatvam is a secondary status with respect to whom? With respect to Putra and Bharya, etc. And what did you say till now? Atmanastu kamaya sarvam priyam bhavati means sarvam is upasarjana, secondary gauna, and Atma oneself is pradhanaha. He is mukhya. He is the prominent one, predominant one, that is what is said. But this is what we find, right? That is right opposite to what he has said. That is what I think. So that just introduces the Pura Prakya. The question is, where did you find this? How do you say that oneself is secondary, that way the wife or son, etc. are predominant? How do you say, where do you find? The Pura Prakya elaborate based on Shruti, etc. Idam kutaha avagatam iti ataha. Idam, that is, that putradi prayojanaya atma. Oneself is for the sake of putra, bharya, etc. So, where it is, that is where it is said, and from where did you get it? Listen. From the etadvivakshaya putre mukhyatmatvam shutiritam atma vai putra nameti तच्चोपनिषदि स्फुटम् एतद्विवक्षया आत्मा वै पुत्रनामा इति. You can put that आत्मा वै पुत्रनामा in inverted comma. This is a quotation from the Shruti. Nama iti nameti. Atma vai putranama. This is put in the quotation. Etadvivakshaya आत्मा वै पुत्रनामा इति पुत्रे मुख्यात्मत्वं श्रुतिरितं. मुख्यात्मत्वं श्रुतिरितं तच्च उपनिषदि स्फुटम् अस्ति. तच्च उपनिषदि स्फुटम्. एतद्विवक्षया. एतद्विवक्षया means with the intention of telling this. For telling what? That Atma oneself is for the prayojana, for the sake of putra, bharya, etc. Son, wife, etc. Oneself is for the sake of son, wife, etc. This is with the intention of telling this. Shruti-iritam, Shrutya-iritam, Shruti-iritam. So, it is said by Shruti. What is told by Shruti? Atma vai putranama iti. This is from Kaushitaki Upanishad. Atma vai putranama iti. Actual quotation is like this. Atma vai putranama asi. This is from Kaushitaki Upanishad. It means to say like this. Putra, see, putra is a vocative, okay, address. Putra, Atma vai namasi. That is son, oh son. Say that you have to bring there swam you have to bring. You are verily, Atma means myself. Matsvarupaha. Atma there means Matsvarupaha. Okay. Atma vai putra nama asi. This is the quotation. Therefore you have to take putra. Putra means oh son. Okay. Atma vai nama asi. That is you, Atma means Matsvarupaha. You are of the nature of myself. You are verily myself. This is what is said in the Kaushitaki Upanishad. So, Atma, that means, O son, you are verily myself. It is so. What is done? It is so. Putre mukhyatmatvam shrutiritam. Mula. Putre, in the son, mukhyatmatvam means the status of being the predominant one, pradhanaha. So, he is told by whom? Shruti-iritam, Shrutya-iritam. So, it is told by Shruti herself. Therefore, Tachya means that pradhanatva or mukhyatva, the predominance of son. That is, Tachya here is putrasya mukhyatmatvam. That is the status of being the Mukhya Atma, the predominant one for the son, where it is Upanishad is Sputam. It is very clear in the Upanishad. Do you accept Upanishad or not? You are Vedanti, is it not? Upanishad is your life breath, is it not? You will not survive. You will not survive at all. Your own now, your own Upanishad says it is very clear in your own Upanishad that Atma is oneself is secondary, Putra etc., son etc. are predominant. It's very clear. You may say, where is it very clear? Okay, one quotation, maybe stray quotation, it may be there. No, it is not only one Upanishad. You will find in other Upanishads also. That is why it says Putam means don't take that, don't take that. Only see, it may be Arthavada, etc., etc. So no, it is elsewhere also said. That's why it says Putam. Now, how is it clear that son, etc. are predominant and oneself is secondary? How do you say so? So therefore he brings in now Aitareya Upanishad also. Because Aitareya Upanishad very clearly it is said that Atma, oneself is secondary and the son is the one who is predominant. Mukhyaha Atma, son only, and oneself is secondary Gaunaha. Okay. So that Upanishad actually stands for Aitareya Upanishad, etc. In Aitareya Upanishad, answer also must be there. So it is said. So where it is said, that is now made clear further. Sosyayamaatma punnebhyah कर्मभ्यः प्रतिधीयते अथासेतर आत्मायम् कृतकृत्यः प्रमीयते सः अस्य अयम् आत्मा नौते कन्वय अस्य सः अयम् आत्मा पुण्येभ्यः कर्मेभ्यः प्रतिधीयते अथ अस्य इतरः अयम् आत्मा कृतकृत्यः प्रमीयते Asya, of this person. Who is that person? Father. Asya pituhu, of this father. Saha ayam atma. So, saha, that, ayam, this, atma. What atma? Putra rupaha atma. So we will see that saha and ayam are, it is based on the Shruti quotations Aitareya. What is saha and what is ayam? We will see from the Shruti, based on Shruti, Aitareya Shruti. So, that is Asya, of this father, Saha ayam Atma. That this Atma who is in the form of son. That Atma is Putra Rupaha Atma. So, what is that and what is this? We will see. So, that refers that son who was in the body of the father in the form of Retas. That's what is told in the Aitareya Shruti. The son, the origin of whom is traced in the body of the father as the Retas, the semen. That is what he said. The actual quotation from Shruti is, Aitareya Shruti is, Purusheha va ayam aditaha garbhaha bhavati. Second chapter, first mantra. Aitareya, it is 211, not 111. There is mistake in the Nirnaya Sagar publication. Okay, after that you can easily find that. Purusheha va ayam aditaha garbhaha bhavati. This actually, that is what is referred by Saha. Means that son who is available in the form of Retas, the semen in the body of the father. From the, that means the essence of the food that is assimilated by father. So this son is available as the virya, as the semen Retas in the body of the father. That is Purushe. The Purusha here refers to the father's body. In the father's body, va verily, ayam. Ayam means this. Who is that? This son. What is that son? There it is explained as I am samsari putraha. This son is a samsari. Not the father is a samsari. Father also is samsari. This guy also is samsari. I am the samsari son. Aditaha, from the beginning. Garbhaha bhavati. Garbha actually fetus. Fetus here in the sense of retus. Fetus means actually in the form of retus. He is there. The son is there from the beginning in the body of the father in the form of garbha, means fetus in the sense of retus. That is what is there. Okay. Iti, that is what is there. So the son is referred in the form of garbha in the body of the father, in the form of retus in the body of the father, where in the Aitareya Upanishad that son is referred as Saha, that one. Now I am, because this is before, why Saha? Before the birth. Now I am this, after the birth. Who is that? This son whom the father protects by jata karma, etc., the rituals. Now he is born, therefore he is to be protected. It is his duty to protect the son. So this son who is now born, and the father, one who is protected by the same father by performance of different rituals, etc., in terms of the shastras, jata karma, etc., so that he can live for long, etc. So that way, so that is referred by ayam. So that ayam refers to other Shruti quotation, subsequent Shruti quotation, Aitareya 213, where it is said, Saha agre, it is in your tika. Saha agre eva kumaram janmanaha agre adhibhavayati. So, ayam means this one, this son who is who, that is agre. Agre means after the birth. After the birth, again eva kumaram, who is born in the form of a kumara, the son. Janmanaha agre means when born itself. When he is born, at that time itself, adhibhavayati. Adhibhavayati means fosters, he supports. Adhibhu, it struggles. So adhibhavayati means supports, fosters him. So therefore, adhibhavayati, how? By performance of jata karma, etc., and taking care of his maintenance, all this he takes care of. So I am now means who is in the proximity, who is born, etc., and being cared for and protected, so by the father. So I am Atma. So that this Atma, is that Atma, Putra Rupaha Atma. Pituhu Putra Rupaha Atma. That is Atma in the form of Putraha, the son, belonging to whom? The father. Atma. What is done about him? He says, this son, who is referred to as Atma, oneself, by the father, punyebhyaha karmebhyaha pratidhiyate. Pratidhiyate means he is made as a representative. Whose representative? Father's representative. For what? Punyebhyaha karmabhyaha. For the sake of performance of punya karma. There are certain rituals that are told in the Vedas. What is called as Samprati karma, which will come in the forthcoming stanga. Samprati karma. There is a particular karma in Vrihadaranyaka, it is said. In Vrihadaranyaka it comes. Samprati karma means, Samprati means Sampradana, means handing over. As if handing over the charge to the son. When etc. will be told afterwards, it is at the time of death. So his father is about to die. At that time he calls the son. And there are certain mantras, etc., some ritual is there, and he hands over the charge to the son. Charge of what? If any lapses are there in his anushtana of karma, his paraloka will be stalled. He will not be able to get it. So the son can do this karma as a representative of father, thereby the heavens of the father are ensured. To be Atmastu Kamaya only. That also, it is for the sake of oneself. But there still, that means that prominence is given to the son And there are statements that you are the Atma, etc. are told. That indicates punyebhyaha karmabhyaha means punya karma anushthanaya. For the performance of the karma which can give punya. For whom? Father. Of course, as son himself he has to do. But in addition to his karma, for the sake of father, by proxy, he has to do for his father also. Karmabhya pratidhiyate means pratinidhitvena avasthapyate. Is placed or appointed. Actually, avasthapyate means appointed. He is appointed as the representative of the father. Then what happens? Atha means anantaram, thereafter. Thereafter means when? After the father appoints the son as his representative for the performance for such punya karma. Of course, it is done only when he is about to die. The author himself is going to explain this after. So, atha, thereafterwards means after handing over the charge to the father, by the father to the son, by samprati karma, so which will come after. Asya itaraha. Asya means of this father, pituhu. Asya itaraha. So asya itaraha. This is also based on Aitariya next mantra, 214. But it is not, quotation is not given, it is based on that only. Itaraha ayam atma. So itaraha, ayam atma. This atma. Now this atma is different from earlier ayam atma. In first line also there is ayam. Rupaha atma. Earlier one who was putra rupaha atma. Now this one is pitrurupa atma, but not ordinarily pitrurupa atma, not just father. But what type of father is he now? Jarasagrastaha. Jarasa means Jaraya only. So Jarayagrasta, one who is totally overpowered by old age, means he is about to die now, on the point of death. One who is there. Pitrurupa atma, what does he do? Ayam kritakrityaha. Being the kritakritya. Now this kritakritya is not moksha. That is not moksha here. There kritakritya is also anusthana. Oh, Abba, I have done whatever that is to be done. Even if something is lacking or missing, there is a guy who can take care of it. So that I need not bother. So that way, kritakritya means anushchita kritya jataha. Anushchita kritya jata, jata here samuha. Means all kritya, all karmas that are to be done, of which the one who has done the anusthana, means one who has performed all karmas, all the duties in terms of shastra only, Vedika karma. So one who has done, so kritakritya means that with that this fulfillment of having done all the karmas to be done, pramiyate means mriyate, he dies. So that means who is important now? Son or not? If son is not there, what will happen after? We will come to that afterwards. But according to this, he is important because he takes care of whom? The father. And also there is statement in the Shruti that the son is addressed as Atma. You are verily me. Therefore he is important, he is Pradhana, and oneself is secondary Gauna. Now, to justify what he has said, he says, the one who has no son has no paraloka. Whether it is totally true, we'll see afterwards. Okay? But there are some, that means the context have come to the about this across the definition. Why the putra is called putra? Pum nama narakatraya putra. You must be very familiar by this now. The one who rescues the father from the hell called Pum, because he does shraddhas, etc., etc. Don't think everyone is going to go to hell to start. Possibly, maybe that in certain cases, if there is a chance of because of some sin, the father goes to hell called Pum, perhaps the son can rescue him. That doesn't mean that each and everyone should have a sin. So let us see that. We'll come to that afterwards. Let us see what he has to say. To justify his claim, what the Pura Paksha has to say, let us see. He says, Na putrasya lokaha asti. Aputrasya lokaha nasti. For the one who has no son, there is no loka. Which loka? Paraloka. Heaven. He is astika, okay? He is astika. Nastika will not care at all. Being astika is this, the one who has no son, there is no paraloka. So that is, somewhere it is there in the Puranas, it is there. Maybe there. Based on that only. So he says, Satyapyatmani lokosti na putra syata evahi anushishtam putrameva lokyamahurmanishinaha. Na putrasya ataha. Na aputrasya ataha. Ataha. Ataha eva. Ataha eva. Atmani sati api. Satyapyatmani. Ataha eva. Atmani sati api. Aputrasya. Na putrasya there. Aputrasya. लोकहा न अस्ति हि. अपुत्रस्य लोकहा नहीं अस्ति, न अस्ति, नहीं अस्ति. मनीषिणः, सेकंड लाइन, मनीषिणः अनुशिष्टम एव पुत्रम लोक्यम आहुः. मनीषिणः अनुशिष्टम एव पुत्रम, और अनुशिष्टम पुत्रम एव लोक्यम आहु. Ataha. What is that ataha? Because the son is appointed as the representative by the father to take care of punya karma anusthana, to take care of the performance of the karma which can give the punya so that he can gain the heavens, the hereafter. So, therefore, ataha, and thereby because the putra has got mukhya atmatvam, because of this reason, because the son has got the status of being the mukhya atma, the main atma, predominant atma, and oneself the secondary one, therefore, that ataha eva, verily for that reason, ataha eva, verily for that reason, atmani sati api, even though oneself is there, Atmani sati api means even though the individual oneself is there, sati atu, aputrasya, for the person who has no son, aputrasya, lokaha nahi asti. There is certainly no paraloka, there is no heaven for him at all. This is based on some Purana. Not only that, that means if one wants to go to heavens, what should be there? Who should be there? Son should be there. Sure, son should be there. If son happens to be shatamurkha, then that will not help. So he must be a well trained. Second line we said now. So Shruti gives, that means who is that well trained son? Means who is eligible to take care of the father. That is, otherwise this way other problem will be there for him. No, not that. So therefore he says, because of this reason, what is that reason? The son who is properly trained is the means of attaining the paraloka, which is told by those who know the Shastra. Manishinaha, Manishina Shastrarthabhidnyaha. Manishina means those who know the import of Shastra, told by whom? Purapaksha, okay? And you called him earlier. Kaishit, Kaishit, what was the meaning? Shastranabhidnaihi. Earlier told. So, according to them, means those who have studied Karmakanda portion, that's what Karmakanda portion, etc. Even those who know something about Shastra. That's fine. Whatever that is, even the Siddhanti is going to accept whatever that he has told at its face value. But he argues, because of that, Atma can't be governor. What you say is true, it is said, but it is said in the different context. That will be seen when the actual answer follows. What you say is true in a different context, but that cannot be taken as an argument to prove that oneself Atma is secondary and Putra Bharya are primary. You can't say. So that will be seen after. Okay. So Manishinaha, Manishina, those who know the Shastras according to the Purapaksha. What do they say? Anushishtam eva putram or Anushishtam putram eva. The son who is verily Anushishtaha. Anushishtaha means Shikshitaha. Properly trained. Now what is that proper training will be seen in the next context. The Samprati karma is involved there. The son who is properly trained, so that is what? Anushishtam putram eva. What the Manishina, what they say, they call him as Lokyam Ahuhu. Lokyam Ahu means he is the means of gaining the Paraloka. Lokyam Sita. Lokaya Hitam Lokyam. One who is favorable to procure or gain the heavens, Paraloka, hereafter. Lokaya Hitam means Paraloka Sadhanam, means of gaining the Paraloka, the heavens. So who says so? Manishinaha Ahu. Who are Manishinaha? Shastrartha Vidnyaha. Those who know the meaning of the Shastra, they say so. So because the sun, that is, even though the sun, that even though oneself is there, and if the person doesn't have the sun, he can't gain the Paraloka. Why? Because the properly trained, well-trained sun alone is the means of gaining the heavens hereafter. That is what those people who know the Shastra. By the by, not to have a son is not a great calamity. Let us understand that. Okay? Because this is projected out of proportion. Not to say, not to have a son is not a great calamity from the standpoint of one's own adhyatmic upliftment. I don't know if you have got, not if anyone has got, requires son to manage his properties, etc., that is a different thing. Why this has got, that means why this is blown out of proportion like this. There is reason, a particular context. Even from the olden days, even from the Puranic age, etc. A Kshatriya king, if has no son, there was a great danger for them. What is the danger? There is no heir for the throne. And in those days, the kings were so committed to the administration and the welfare of the subject that they were considering it as their prime duty to look after the subject. And if the heir is not there, there is going to be a chaos in the kingdom. So therefore, by any means whatsoever, they used to see that the heir is born, the son is born. That has been projected out of proportion, and it is thought that son is indispensable for the one's own upliftment of higher accomplishment in terms of higher accomplishment. Suppose the son is there, what is the guarantee? Especially nowadays. Even till today, there are some people who there is no one to perform. Even if the son is there, what is the guarantee? Son is there where? He is there in the state. Recently, I came across an incident. One elderly couple, husband and a wife, They were returning from Bangalore by bus. Near Belgaum, there was an accident. On the spot, both died. Even they are just in a luxury bus, they are just in a seated position, etc. And as far as the husband's body is concerned, outwardly there is no, that means no injury at all. And in the on the wife's forehead, there is little bruises there. Shock they must have got it. 4-5 persons they died on the spot. The driver also died. Now son is in Middle East, or both daughter, one son, one daughter, both married, etc. They are there, and they came. All property, all things have to be taken. No one else is there. They came with the right. The son came with the right, and within just 12 days, back. So that was at least that much was done. I think there are many who may not come at all because that priority is for the job there than attending to such rituals, etc. Maybe there are instances, or there may be many who don't bother about that. They may brush aside. What is the guarantee? The best thing is don't rely on them for these things. You take care of yourself. What is that? Why you bother about this all sun, etc. Heaven, get the knowledge, Atma. Once forever say goodbye. Or if you are not capable, at least take to Ishvara Bhakti, that unswerving devotion, Ishvara will take care of it. What can stop if the person has got such unswerving devotion as such? Why should you depend on the sun? Of course, in certain, that means the way of living, in terms of karma kanda, etc. Yes, the sun has got a role to play. That is what is there here highlighted. That is what the Purva Paksha has got in the mind. That doesn't mean that is indispensable. It is just a silly thing to say that that means sun is indispensable, etc. That's different. Because such way of thinking is there in the many people's mind. So now it is okay. That's all right. That anushishtam. Anushishtam means that is vakshamanaihi tvam brahma ityadibhi mantraihi shikshitam eva putram. Anushishtam means shikshitam eva, one who is properly trained. How is he trained? By the mantras which are going to be told. Where are they going to be told? In the next stanza. Tvam brahma, tvam yajna, tvam lokaha. Like that it is going to be told. It is based on Brahdanyaka. That is what is called as samprati karma. So like this, one who is trained. It is not just saying this like tvam brahma, etc. The one who has already trained himself in terms of all the study of Vedas and the performance of the karmas, and then he has been given the charge by appointing him as a representative. That is the one who is anushishtam, shikshitam, eva putram, alokam, ahu. He is, such alone is considered as the means of attaining the heavens hereafter. Now, it is said, the Purva Paksha points out, not only hereafter has to be gained through the medium or through the means of sun, even this loka, happiness in this world also can be gained through sun only, for which also some Shruti quotation is used. Tika, idanim ऐहिक सुखस्यापि पुत्र हेतुकत्व प्रतिपादन परम सोयम मनुष्यलोकः पुत्रेण एव जय्यः नान्येन कर्मणा बृहदारण्यक इति श्रुतिवाक्यम् अर्थतः means the sum and substance of this particular बृहदारण्यक quotation or वाक्य is being given. What is it? इदानीं ऐहिक सुखस्यापि पुत्र हेतुकत्व प्रतिपादन परम. So, even for worldly pleasure here, not hereafter heavens, etc. So it is caused by, it is given by whom? Sun only. So that is what soyam manushya lokaha putrena eva jayyaha. Jayyaha means sampadyaha, is to be attained, not conquered, etc. Sampadyaha is to be attained by whom? Putrena eva, through the means of sun alone. This word means, that means the joy in this world has to be attained. Non-nena karmana, not by other karmas. Iti, whatever the Shruti has said in Vradanaka, that arthataha patati. This just meaning of that is given. It is not literally giving the quotation. Continuing. Manushya loko jayasyat putre naivetarena no मुमूर्षोर मंत्रयेत पुत्रम त्वं ब्रह्मेत्यादि मंत्रकैः मनुष्यलोकः पुत्रेण एव जय्यः स्यात् पुत्रेण एव इतरेण मनुष्यलोकः पुत्रेण एव जय्यः स्यात् इतरेण नो न उ नो इतरेण न उ जय्यः मुमूर्षुः त्वं ब्रह्म इत्यादि मंत्रकैः त्वं ब्रह्म can be put in inverted comma quotation मुमूर्षुः त्वं ब्रह्म इत्यादि मंत्रकैः पुत्रं मंत्रयेत् पुत्रं मंत्रयेत् मनुष्यलोकः मनुष्यलोकः means here means the joy happiness etc in this world here पुत्रेण एव जय्यस्यात् means putrena eva sampadhyah sat means it has to be attained through the means of son only. Means son alone is the means of gaining the happiness in this world also. Now that is anvaya vyatireka. Utarena nau jayah sat means by other means this loka means happiness in this world cannot be attained. So Manushya Lokaha means Manushya Loka Sukham. In that case it will be Jayam Sampadyam Sa. Manushya Loka Sukham, that is Manushya Lokaha means Manushya Loka Sukham. The happiness in this world. Putrena eva through the means of son alone. Jayam Syat Sampadyam Syat has to be attained. Itarena means Karmadina Sadhanantarena. By any other sadhanas, other different types of karma, etc. No, Naiva Bhavati. Certainly it cannot be attained. Where if a person has got wealth, etc., but no son, what happens? That wealth itself becomes a cause of sorrow, means disgust, etc. You, there is no one to, there is no one to look after, etc., etc. The many things come there. So that it is all for this. पुत्र शून्यस्य सुख साधनम अपि धनादिकम निर्वेद जनकम भवति इति भावः. पुत्र शून्यस्य, one who has no son, sukha sadhanam api, even though the means of gaining the sukha, what are those? Dhanadikam, the wealth, property, etc. Nirveda janakam bhavati, becomes the one which produces despair or disgust. This is not invariable rule, okay? General, for a common folk, that's what that is so. For a lay person, it is not for the matured person. Certainly not for one who takes to Vedanta. Because therefore certainly has got Abba, Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Otherwise, another problem that he was there to attend for him, Putra was there. So therefore he said it is better to not all of them. In many cases it happens, and especially in the present context. So nobody is cared about one's own beauty. Now that is what that means. The no means the sukha in this world can be gained, it is through sun only. Now, in the earlier stanza, second line, Anushishtam putram eva lokyam aho asu. Not all sons can be means of gaining the paraloka. Which son only can be the means? Anushishta means properly trained. Who is that well trained son? Who is the Anushishta putra? Who can serve as the means of gaining the heavens hereafter. That is now explained in the second line here. The Tika you can say. Anushishtam putram lokyam iti atra, which is told in the second line of 35 stanza 35. Putranushāsanam uktam, that Anushishtam speaks about some Anushasanam, means some instruction or some advice to be given to the son by the father. The question arises, what is that advice? What is that instruction that is to be given by the father to the son? In that second line, Putranushāsanam uktam, there is some advice or instruction to be given by the father to the son is told. So what exactly is that? That is now Idanim Tasya Avasaram Tan Mantram Se Darshet. Now the second line of the stanza shows Tasya Avasaram. Avasaram means this time. At what time this advice or instruction, in what context this advice or instruction has to be given. Also, what are the mantras that are to be employed to give these instructions. So that is now being shown in the second line. That is Mumurshuhu. Mumurshuhu means here Martu Mithu in the sense Maranavasari. Not that he is desirous of. Now I want to die. No one will say. Even if the fellow has crossed 100 years and suppose Yamaraja comes, he says, Yamaraja, you are a jnani, I have heard in Kathopanishad. And you are a compassionate person, sir. Why not give me only, look here, I will not exploit your such kind disposition. Only you please give me an extension for 4 days, because after 2 days, my great-granddaughter's wedding is I will attend. At least that much concession we can give. He will. Nobody wants to die today. Everyone, if you say tomorrow. You know what is that? Like that grocery merchant slogan. Today cash, tomorrow credit. And tomorrow when you go, today cash, tomorrow credit. Day after tomorrow when you go, today cash, tomorrow. So no one would like to die, and if at all you were to die, tomorrow please. And tomorrow, like that, no one wants to die. So Murshu, not that he is interested in dying, but at the time of death, Maranavasari, at the time of death, Murshu. Tvam Brahma, this is the mantra. Tvam Brahma ityadi mantra kaihi. By this mantra, so what are Tvam Brahma ityadi there, etc. Tvam Brahma, Tvam Yajnaha, Tvam Lokaha. This is Brahadaranyaka 1.5.17. Of course, it is not just uttering, some rituals, etc. may be there. So that Tika has given Adi Shabdena, Tvam, that is Tvam Brahma, Tvam Brahma, not Brahma, Tvam Brahma, Tvam Brahma, Tvam Yajnaha, Tvam Lokaha, like that it is the mantra goes on. That is what is called as Samprati Karma. So, Ityadi mantra kaihi, Putram mantraye. Mantraye means putrasya anushasanam kuryat. Means the son should be instructed. The advice has to be given to the son in terms of these mantras. Because that is what is told by Shruti. It has to be done that way. So this is what is called as Samprati Karma to be done. Because Sampratya is Sampradana means handing over the charge to the son because he is on the deathbed now. He can there is no more. Even if he survives, he is incapable of performing the Anushtana. So that is important. He may live, but he can't do that. He is incapable of taking to Anushtana. So therefore the charge is handed over. So that means, who is important now? Son. Son is important. And this person is Gaunaha. So, therefore, he is now deducing that based on this Shruti, Putra, Bharya, etc. are Pradhana, they are Mukhya, predominant, and oneself is Gaunaha. And what did you say? Atma Pradhanaha and rest all secondary aspects. What you said is not correct, and therefore you can't conclude that Atma is Priyatama.
स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्तां न्यायेन मार्गेण महीम् महीषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यं लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथिवी सस्यशालिनी देशोऽयं शोभरहितः ब्राह्मणाः सन्तु निर्भयाः ॐ सर्वे भवन्तु